Are we ticking? Yes. Hi guys, it's Val, Toxic Free. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm back off my holiday, as you can see. Yeah. So today I'm doing an impromptu video. I do a couple of impromptu videos occasionally. I do try, and I prefer doing my videos where I take notes and I write down details and I do proper. But sometimes just things happen in daily life, and I need to I've learned from them, and when I learn from things, I like to pass on what I've learned. So today I want to do a video about baiting people, and I find that it's very difficult, because I always thought it was maybe just the toxic people that baited, or it was just narcissists and nasty people that baited you. Now obviously baiting is if you don't really know what I'm talking about, is where somebody will type something nasty to you, or something, or a lie or something, and you'll reply back trying to stick up for yourself, or you'll support yourself. And then what happens is when you try and do that, they'll write something else, and then you end up playing ping pong. And that's what's happened recently within the last 2 weeks, is there's been a little bit of a ping pong game going on a YouTube channel. And I just find it quite, I don't know if the interesting is the word, but I like to talk about these things. Now, there was a video on YouTube by somebody who's well known. I'm not going to say names because I'm not like that. I have said names in the past, but I'm going to try and behave myself, because I'm a bit opinionated and a bit outspoken, and I think that's where I get myself into trouble. But it doesn't mean that I'm bad when I do it. If I say what I see, I say what I see. I don't like to make things up. I don't like to presume. Maybe sometimes I do, I don't know, but I try my hardest not to. Now, I took the time to write a very, very long question to somebody on YouTube, and it was a decent question. And I found that this person didn't reply. So I then wrote, because I'm a bit stubborn, as you know, so rather than leave it, I wrote another one, and I kind of said, why don't you reply to people? I think, people have taken the time out to subscribe. I am ticking away, aren't I? People taking the time out to subscribe to your channel. They've taken the time out, not only me, but we've all taken the time out to ask you questions. And I thought this is what you were here for, is to reply to people, but you're not. And obviously no answer. I did find that this person did reply to the questions that was saying how great he was and how fantastic and how much, they value him. He would reply to them and say thank you. But any questions or anything, he didn't respond to. So I was kind of getting a little bit annoyed, which I do. I don't like it. And I wasn't just getting annoyed about the fact that all these sort of subscribers were asking questions to this person. But this person just wasn't replying to any of them. Now, I do like to reply to all mine. I just think it's, you're supporting me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So I appreciate your comments, and I do like to have a conversation with you under my videos. So obviously what happened was I was getting a little bit annoyed at the fact that this person wasn't just ignoring me, but he was ignoring, there must have been about 15 to 20 plus questions. And I thought, well, that's your job. But hey, And then I was getting quite a few thumbs up for my comments. But what I found was really strange was when I was commenting on what I saw and what was in front of me and what was true, what I thought was true. Because if I'm going to sort of complain about somebody not replying to comments, that is the truth. Somebody's not replying to comments, I'm complaining about the fact that they're not replying to comments. But he doesn't see people anymore, so there must have been about 15 questions. Now, you can take time out your day just to sort of say thank you, or just stick the little bloody press the heart thing saying, comment loved. There's ways of answering people. You don't have to write hell of a long. Just thank them for supporting you. But mind you, obviously he's got so many people now, he doesn't need support anymore. So I kind of got these people replying to me. There was one person replied to me, and I found these were opinions of me. And I found really, really strange, because one person sent 2 messages to me over the comments, and I got called a narcissist. I'm laughing. And then when I actually said in my last comment to this person, I won't be baited anymore by your comments. I'm now going no contact. This person deleted her comments, so she obviously didn't believe them, or she didn't believe in them to strong enough to stand by them. Now, I've left all my comments up on this YouTube channel because I actually support and stand by what I believe in. I might be wrong, I might be a nasty piece of work, but I'm not afraid to say what I want to say. So I've left them. And obviously people are still finding them and still commenting. But what I'm trying to get across is the fact is that people were making opinions and assumptions of me. But I wasn't making assumptions of others. In fact, I was being dissected. It's hard to explain. Seriously, it's crazy. I was told that there was one person commented and said, have you had a trauma in your past life? Now, to me, that's passive aggressiveness. I could have replied and been a bit abusive and said, what's it got to do with you? No, I haven't, blah, blah, blah. I just sent her a love heart because I just thought, I'm not even going to reply to that. What has me commenting on somebody else who's going out to help people, putting themselves out there to help people, but then actually not helping them? He's got videos to help people, but he's not replying to anybody. So all these people are asking him questions and he's not replying, right? So that's what I commented on. But when I get a message to say, have you had a trauma in your past life? Whether I've had a bloody trauma in my past life, what? Has it got anything to do with me observing something and picking up on something and having an opinion on something that's in front of your face? Then it got worse. It was just crazy. A few people agreed with me. A few people said, toxic free, I agree with you, blah, blah, blah. The question was about empathy and codependency. But yeah, a lot of people said, I agree with you, you know, blah, blah, blah. Perfectionist. He said, this one person said I was perfectionist. Well, yeah, but it's not negative. So that's a presumption on his behalf. But yeah, apparently I'm unaccepting of imperfections. See, these people just kind of read my comments and then just decide to kind of like say what you see. The lesson I'm learning in all this is not to bite back, which I didn't at the end, and I just want to get to that end point. I don't know if I'm making any sense today. I even said, you know, so if I'm a perfectionist, is that such a terrible flaw? Why would you pick up on that? Why dissect me when they should be dissecting the person who's putting themselves out there on the videos and not replying to the comments? See, they attack the small person. I've got a big enough gob to say to the person whose video channel it is, why don't you reply to your comments? But for some reason they find it a lot easier to pick on me, which I don't mind, because it makes for interesting conversation. I quite like interesting conversation. This person, I can't actually make out what he's actually saying. He waffles on and on and on, and to me, it's all talk, it's all words. It's all words. I don't even know what he's trying to say, so I just kind of like will say thank you to him and saying, you know, it's a free world, my opinion's my opinion. At one point I just chosen to stop I said I'm stopping this thread now because it's getting silly. Did I have an early trauma? What, because I've got a comment and somebody not replying to somebody? No. I'm a perfectionist. I'm criticising and analysing. Am I a narcissist? So I'm being told, yeah, I suppose I am criticising. I'm criticising somebody. So yes, he was correct there. I am criticising. I'm not really analysing. I'm just sort of saying, you know, answer your bloody questions when people ask you them. That's all I'm saying. Am I a narcissist? No, I'm not a narcissist. No, I'll have to think about it then. I shall support that. No, I'm not a narcissist. So I got called a narcissist because I actually stood up to myself, opened my big fat mouth and decided to tell somebody or ask somebody, you know, please answer your people. There's all these people here queuing up to ask you questions and you're not answering them. That's my opinion. I just think it's wrong. I think it's rude. That's all it is. It's rude. So I'm not a narcissist. I'm not really necessarily criticising. Well, I'm criticising somebody who I find is not, because he should be answering his questions as far as I'm concerned. If you set up a channel, you know, communicate with those that are supporting you. Yeah, I'm a narcissist. And then he also says I'm a codependent. So in the same sentence, I'm being called a narcissist and a codependent. So I'm also being a codependent because I'm requiring an answer. It's like I'm desperate, like I need validation. That's what he told. He said, do you need validation? You're a codependent because you seem to need validation. It's like, no, I just think he's rude. That's it. End of. I even wrote at one point, please, this is ridiculous. Stop this thread now. All I want is to say that I think he's rude. Don't dissect me. Don't analyse anything else. It's just I've got an opinion on a man who I think is rude. It doesn't mean I've had a trauma in a past life. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that I have an opinion on a man who I think is rude. That's it. But I think that we analyse too much nowadays. We seem to, yeah, I know. And I think some things don't need analysing and some things do. A simple opinion on a rude person is a simple opinion on a rude person. It doesn't mean that I've had a trauma when I was young. It doesn't mean that I'm a codependent narcissist. It doesn't mean that I'm analysing, I'm criticising, or I'm putting this person on a pedestal, or it doesn't mean anything. It just means that I've got a big mouth and I've got an opinion. That's it. I don't get it. What else do we have written down here? I demanded a response. I didn't demand a response. The word demand I never used. This person's commented and said that I demanded a response. No. If I demanded a response, my question would be, I demand a response. That sentence was not written. I was annoyed. And the funny thing is, the more people that commented on it, I replied to. So it probably did look like I was going on and on and on. But what I was actually doing was just replying to other people. So it's cause and effect, isn't it? That's basically what's happened, is that the people keep commenting and I keep replying and saying, oh, I think he's rude, that's it. And then I replied again, I think, well, he should comment, he's rude. And then someone else has. So no, I wasn't demanding, I was just replying to comments and basically supporting myself. Yeah, I'm supposed to be leaning towards the narcissistic end of the scale. I excessively require validation. Also, I muddy the waters. Apparently this person then decided to comment on my channel. Listen, my channel is about my experiences. My channel's my channel. What I say on my channel is up to me, basically. If you don't want to listen to my blabbering on, just turn it off. Don't listen to me. Give me a thumbs down. I don't care. I've set up a channel to say what I feel like. And sometimes, yeah, my channel is mostly helping others, but just sometimes I go through things and I want to share what I've been through, and maybe someone can kind of like learn from it. I talk bullshit apparently. Well, I know that, but I just think that some of these comments are just odd. What does he say in the last one? Do you know what? At the end of all this, I actually put here, thanks for all that, but why people continue to dissect me? I thought he was rude for not replying to the comments, and that was it. That's it. The comments of dissection are continuing this silly thread. If you get angry at someone for cutting in line, and I said, would you expect someone to dissect you? So if you go to somebody, oh, you cut in line, because I think you're rude because you're cutting in line, would you then get something, oh, have you had a trauma in your past life? Oh, I think you must have had this. Has your sibling always bullied you when you were young? You don't get dissected if you've got opinion on somebody else who's rude. And I've just put here, I was annoyed. Stop this. I'm just annoyed. It was rude. It's an opinion. It's a simple opinion, which most people have, which the more people comment, the longer this thread is going on. I'm trying to make a point now. Not every opinion is to do with trauma. It's just an opinion. And I went, oh, please stop. I'm deleting my comments soon, which I'm not going to do actually, because I think I'm going to leave them there because I can own everything that I say. And I was annoyed at him for not commenting on other posts, not just mine. I was thinking of others. God, give me strength. I'm like, God, give me strength. People are just coming back. And this person replies with a huge, he must sit there for hours and he's analysing me. And he starts to rip down my channel, which is fine. Do what you like. I just think it's funny. But do you know what I've learned from this? I could have continued replying to this man. I could have continued every time he baited me with, you're a codependent. He just goes on about that I'm a narcissist and all this business and that I'm wrong and my channel's shit and I've talked bullshit. And it's like, God, all this came from me just saying to somebody, please comment to your questions. So, weird. It's weird. Life, every day in life you find a lesson. So what I put right at the end was just say thank you for your opinion, and I sent him a love heart because I was not going to continue. This was his opinion based on something that this person has got in his head. This is him. This is coming from him and his dissecting and working out that just because I got annoyed at someone not replying to a comment that I'm a narcissist. No. People all over the bloody planet get annoyed at people does not mean they're a narcissist. So don't go around calling people narcissists just because they don't agree with something. So this person is probably going to be watching my channels now, and I'll probably get a thumb down for this. But the moral of this story is other people's opinions, and I've said this before, is not real. It's their interpretation of what you've been saying. It's up to them to say what they want to say. I know the truth. I know that when I started that thread off, all I was doing was I asked a long question, and I just thought, this person should appreciate his subscribers. And I was sticking up for all those other people on his comment list that had been completely ignored. Yet from that, I was called narcissist. I was called codependent. I'm talking bullshit. My channel's crap. I spew out wrong things. My channel's about me and what I've been through. And my channel is about how I've survived what I've been through. Anything that I don't understand, I then Google. And I make sure that I get the facts right. Now, if people don't like my advice, some of it's very silly, some of it's hopefully a bit entertaining. My examples are stupid, I know that. But hey, people will take what you want to take out of life. Listen to what you want to listen to in life. Walk away from what you want to walk away from. You don't have to listen to everything. If my advice is not making any sense to you, then don't listen to it. It could be bullshit to your ears. It's fine. It doesn't matter. If I have 5 to 10 people that hate a video and one person that sends me a comment and says, you have helped me today, thank God I found you, that's enough for me. All the people that don't like what I've said, that's up to you, because there's thousands of videos on YouTube. Go and find somebody who you appreciate more, but don't rip people down. Yeah, you might think, well, I rip people down. I felt I had a point because this person was being irresponsible. These people needed answers and he wasn't answering them, and I just think it's like opening a shop but then not selling anything. What's the point? You've got a queue of people there, but you don't want to. It's crazy. And I'm waffling on again at the moment. I'm talking bullshit again, aren't I? And this person's probably watching this. I just think, comment on what you see. Comment on what's in front of you. Don't analyse too much. Some things in life aren't worth analysing. I got completely dissected. This thread and this video is out there. If you want to do your research, you want to find it, find it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But I had to stop replying to these people, because the more I replied to people, it was cause and effect. It was making me look like I was going off the rails. I wasn't going off the rails. I was actually being polite and replying to them, but then I have to stop now. So if anything else happens on this thread, I'm actually going to ignore it. But I will leave it up there because I've always owned everything that I say and do. So if I say something and then I go and delete it, then it's obviously that I don't stand by it or don't support it and don't believe what I've said. I believe what I said. So there you go. I'm not a narcissist. I'm not a codependent. I'm doing this channel because I care about other people. If you don't like what I say, or if it's not meaning anything to you, then you don't want to subscribe to me. Go and subscribe to Richard Grannon or somebody else. Don't subscribe to my channel if I'm no good to you. But I've hopefully, entertained a few people. I'm going to shut up now and edit this. But yeah, not all opinions are correct. And don't go around shouting you're a narcissist just because you don't agree with somebody. Whenever I look at something, I try and reply to what I see. I try and comment on what I see and what's truth and what's in front of me. I'm not going to decide. I could have actually quite easily started dissecting this guy that was dissecting me and started saying to him, have you got trauma issues? Have you got some problem why you've got to dissect me? Did you have a trauma when you were a child? Are you empathic or are you codependent? Are you a needy person? Because you seem needy because you keep wanting to get bait me. And are you aggressive? I could have gone into all, but I don't. All I did was answer. All I do is answer the comments, answer the questions, and talk about what's in front of me and what I see. Ta-da! The end. So I'm going to do a video on covert narcissists soon, which I was supposed to do, but this got in the way. Take care. Stay safe. See you later.